every Thursday, 7:30, this room. All right, we do these, okay? So this week is marketing, next week is leadership, the following week is business health, all right? And then we have our Heart of Business Community membership. And the reason we're here today is because the Incubator is designed around you and your businesses. And we do this by bringing in a local business owner, or maybe a marketer, or somebody that we want to get to know and have better in our house to help feed us information. And then when that person's done, they're gonna give us the ability to ask them questions that are pertinent to our business, not so much about them. So this isn't like a seminar you go to and you ask questions of the speaker, relevant to maybe how they got to where they are. This is about you guys. Okay, so if you got a problem in your business, you want to know how to tweak marketing, you've got an idea that you want to do, this is the place to bring that. This is an open forum discussion, all right? We're here for the Heart of Business Incubator series. This week's topic is marketing, and we're going to turn it over to Stephen here in a minute. He's going to introduce our speaker.
So we have Corey and Josh over there with Bahlr. They are fantastic at their trade, masters at their craft. It's truly an honor to have them here today. It's crazy, right? Like, that they would come in and talk to us, so it's awesome. I want to turn it over, and we're going to learn a lot.
Cool, thanks, man. Thanks for having me, everybody. I'm really grateful to be here. Just a little background. I was born in Coeur d'Alene. I'm a local in Nels. I was actually in this very room when it was Calypso's, probably a decade ago. And I don't know what our group name was, but it was like 7 people in the room, and we just had a good time. So this is kind of where I started, in this very room with Nels, with a computer and no clients and no employees. Since then, I've been 7 years in business, about 7 years. We grew to like 10 employees at one time. COVID hit, that all changed. Now we're sitting at about 4 to 5 employees and rocking it in Coeur d'Alene, communicating business. We actually had Stephen, I worked with Stephen for a while as well, and was pretty cool. So I'm really grateful to be here. Thank you. So I just want to start talking to you guys about your communication in your business. Now, before I get into the details of this, I want you to know that when you're marketing, remember, marketing is nothing more. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's nothing more than communicating your business. I want you to picture your business as a human being. If your business is a human being, that thing, that person, that human being needs to communicate what it does so people can understand it, right? So we're having trouble trying to figure that out. Why are you here today? So that's what I want to ask you right now. I want you to raise your hand and someone tell me why you come to this meeting, why you go to networking meetings, or what it is you're trying to accomplish. Can somebody tell me?
I come to networking meetings to meet new people, to communicate my business to other people, and to learn more about how to do the things that I don't know how to do.
Okay, so you come here to communicate your business so that what? Then what?
That other people can find the things that they need in my business, and I can help them achieve their goals.
So you can grow your business as well, right? That's kind of why we're here. We get up every morning, we go to these networking meetings, we do our thing, we communicate, we're present so that we can grow our business, so that our business can fulfill us in our everyday life. We don't just do business just to do business. We want to make money so we can take care of our families, take care of ourselves, and really be fulfilled in our lives. So our business is essentially as a vehicle to the fulfillment of our lives, right? To do the things that we want to do, right? So you're here every day to come speak to these people and be around each other to grow your business, to fulfill your lives, right? Would you all agree to that?
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying to me promoting your business in front of people is important to you. Being here with 20 people in the room, actually 21 people in the room, is important to you. And you do it, and you do all the things to get here. You get up really early, you do the other networking meetings, you talk, you do all the things. So let me ask you this. Why aren't you communicating every single day on social media? Honestly, why? Number one reason could be because you're so busy. That's a legitimate justification to why you're not every day posting a selfie video or some kind of post about your business on social media. It's because maybe you're just slammed busy, because some of you do certain things, like Paul, he's a staffing agent. He's not trying to do selfies and do posts and all that kind of stuff, and you know what I mean? Like, you're just so busy, and plus maybe you don't understand it. It's a whole industry. I went to college for this. Like, I got degrees. Josh got a degree for this. We're out here trying to communicate people's businesses because we learned it. The second reason is you're too personal. You're too personal about social media. What do you think about when I say the word TikTok?
Chinese
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You're right. You're right. I like the answer. What do you think about when I say Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts or YouTube or Facebook? You all have this personal viewpoint of what these things are, and they make you feel something. And a lot of times, us being in North Idaho, a more conservative place, we have really bad negative feelings towards social media, and that's legitimate. I have bad feelings too. I have daughters. I have a 12 and a 15-year-old. Do I want them on TikTok? Heck no. I don't want them on TikTok because those are my girls. I don't want other people speaking into them. I don't want them to get habits and traits that aren't good for them. But let's just, so what I'm asking you right now is to say, why is it that you're not communicating on social media with your business? It's because you're too personal. You're too personal about these things. Now, if you can stop thinking about that for 1 minute, just take your personal perspective of social media away and think of your business as an entity, and then you start thinking of social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels and LinkedIn and Pinterest and all these places, and you think of them as windows to communicate your business. That is it, not personal, nothing. It is a place for you to communicate what it is that you do. You already told me it was important for you to communicate your business. So there's these platforms that exist that you can communicate through your business, and you don't have to get personal at all. You do it here in the
Some
room.
get too personal, like 5 or 6 times a day, and it's painful.
Yeah, it's true. But if you think of it as from a business standpoint to promote your business,
That's different.
yeah, that's exactly right. So that's what we should be thinking. Some of my clients who hire us to do social media for them, we get them anywhere from 300,000 to 400,000 views on one single TikTok. Now, if I invited you to a networking group and I said there's gonna be 400,000 people there to hear you talk for 30 seconds, would you show up?
Yes.
Yeah, you'd probably pay to be there. It's free, and you can do it every day. You can do it every hour of every day, and nobody's gonna stop you. And you get to articulate the way that you want and curate your content the exact way that you want. The moment you stop thinking about social media from a personal aspect, it will automatically change your perspective on what you can use it for. Everything can be bad. Everything in your world on a personal level, you can have an opinion about it and it can make you feel a certain way and you can choose not to participate in it. But if you can take something that might be bad or being used for something you're not enjoying, you can use it for good, for other things to fulfill your life, which is make money for your business and grow it. Trust me, if you start preparing and putting out social media content on these platforms in any way, just start. Even if you suck at it, even if you're horrible at it, you will get better, I promise you. I did a project where I did 365 videos. I did a video a day in 2016. In 2016, I did a video a day saying what I was grateful for about a person. Nels was one of them. And I did it for 365. I got really good at selfie videos. And it really set the tone of how we're gonna do business at Bahlr. So everybody hold up your phone for me. Interesting, everybody has one. And you were able to hold it up in less than 5 seconds. So let's say, what are you really trying to do? You wanna communicate what you're doing to the world where they're at. You just held your phone up in 3 seconds. Where do you think people are? If one of you goes to the bathroom right now, what are you gonna go take with you? You're gonna take your phone. So in the old days, in the older days, when I was growing up, we didn't have social, I'm 41, so I've lived in both no social media and social, no phone and phone. It was radio, TV, and social media, right? Those are the transitions. Every single time there's been a abrasive reception to those mediums, right? Every single time. Let me give you one example of someone who saw through it, cut through it, and became successful. His name's Fred Rogers. Mr. Rogers was a minister, and he wanted to go to full-time ministry when he was in Christian ministry. He wanted to be full-time, and he was gonna go be a full-time guy, not do anything but do ministry in a church. The TV was invented. He changed his mind. You can look this up. He changed his mind. He said, this is a great tool for me to reach children with my message. And he did not go to the ministry anymore. He went and he started a TV show called Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And it Raise your hand if you've never heard of Mr. Rogers.
Uh-oh.
That's okay.
Serious?
The exit's right over there.
You're
starting
in for
to
a
get-
treat, dude. Like, go check it out.
Treat.
I have a tattoo of Mr. Rogers right here on my thigh. I do, and I love. We all love Mr. Rogers. It gives you a good feeling because he was brave enough to say. Because in his time, when it came out, it was evil. TV was going to rot your brain. It was going to do all these horrible things, and it's true. It has done that. But he has used it. He used it for good, and he changed the world. I'm not going to say you're going to change the world. He definitely used it as a personal expression. But look how powerful these things are. If you can get over yourself for one moment, take your cell phone and the tools within it, and start promoting yourself. He did not romanticize the way it was. How much time do I have? Like 5 minutes? 10 minutes? All right, so now I'm going to transition. Now that I've got you warmed up to the idea of the value of social media and trying to separate yourself from a personal level into a business level and using it as a tool to communicate, all that I'm trying to do right now is get you to value it. To value these things so that you know, wow, I actually do need this and it actually is really easy for me, and it's a network meeting every single day by using the right strategies, the right hashtags, all that kind of stuff. This is very important. Bahlr Media has been a full agency, a full service agency for a long time. We just most recently in the past year changed our whole model to be a bread and butter social media content creation company. That's all we do. We still do websites, we still do brands, we still do paid ads, we still do SEO. Those are all kind of like over here, like, hey, I offer this too. But really what I'm driving home to every client is if you're not doing weekly social media content, you are missing out. If you were to ask me right now, one of your questions is, what's the one thing I should be doing? I'm always gonna say the same thing. Organic social media content. The tools are prevalent. They are abundant to be communicating your business. In Coeur d'Alene, everybody's swiping, you're somewhere, you're just swiping, right? You go into a reel, or you go in a Facebook reel, or Instagram reel, or TikTok, you start with one, and somehow you start swiping, and if you're doing that enough, your business will come up if it's done correctly. And the only way to do it correctly is two ways. Number one, learn it yourself over time, or hire someone to do it for you.
I just heard a stat that the average person per day swipes the length of the Eiffel Tower. I heard it. I didn't
That's
verify
cool.
it. I'm not saying it's 100% true.
That's cool.
I heard that.
I've gone to the moon.
Yeah.
I'm an addict at some point. No, like I'm learning my trade right now. So I'm just gonna end with this. I'm gonna give you the 3 pillars, what I call the 3 pillars of successful online marketing, right? Number 1, branding is foundation. This is your first pillar, foundation. You have to have a foundation. Branding and a website. That's a foundational tool. That's where you drive everybody to. So all your social media, all your paid ads, your business cards should drive everybody to the same place. Your website is your home, and your brand is your spirit. It just gives like, so I'm wearing this black Bahlr shirt. I hope you feel what Bahlr is about. So when I leave, you be like, oh, that's the feeling and aesthetic of Bahlr Media, right? So I want you to see that when you go to the website, you're gonna feel that same feeling. So that's brand, that's foundation, that's really important. This is really important because if you're gonna communicate your business without a foundation, without a home, then you're not wasting your time so much, but you could be doing so much better if you have a foundation because it kind of solidifies everything that you're doing. I kind of do create an analogy in regards to dating. So if you've ever dated before, if you're dating now or whatever, you know that you can be as charismatic and good looking as you possibly can, but if you're still in love with your mom, you're probably not gonna land that date as a spouse or a significant other, right? A foundation is super important. Having a home is super important. So if you're gonna be communicating your business, make sure you have these assets in place, and that's branding, and that's your website. Content, we already talked about that. Romanticizing social media is a big no-no in business. You guys gotta start thinking as a business person and thinking about how valuable it is to communicate your business and what it does on social media by any means necessary using the tools given to you. This is very important. Then you'll be able to see the value. The last thing, this is the hardest thing for business owners to do, like yourself and like everybody, is being consistent at it, doing it for years. For the rest of, sorry everybody, you have to do this for the rest of your life. If you're gonna be in business, if you wanna be optimal and optimize your reach, you need to do this needs to be a part. You're gonna come to this network meetings for the rest of your life as long as you're in business. Include social media in that too. That's just important. It's now social media and expressing yourself online is proven now is not a trend anymore. It's not going away. You have to just, it's part of it now. It's like paying rent. It's a part of your budget. It's a part of your business. And if you keep, here's the thing, guys. We live in Coeur d'Alene. We're behind. I travel all over the country. I visit other agencies. I hang out with other people that do what I do. We are so far behind. Our people and businesses are behind. And you all know people are moving here. New agencies will pop up. New people will pop up with understanding of the value of expressing yourself digitally. So if we can, as local businesses, understand that we are behind, you can come forward just by simply valuing your expression on the internet. Cool? So this is about patience. So when you're consistently communicating yourself on social media and on the internet, it just takes patience to see your business grow. It's just a part of it. All that being said, if you could do one of those things, I'm always gonna tell you, where do I begin? Where do I start? Just use the tools you have in front of you. That phone you just took out, start recording yourself. If you don't like yourself, that's okay. Start liking yourself. It's not egotistical for you to promote your business on a selfie. It's not. That's your personal perspective. Your business perspective is get your phone out and use it as a tool. If you're gonna stand up and give a 10-second commercial, but then on the other hand, you're gonna say you feel egotistical because you're taking a selfie, that's contradicting, right? That means you could call yourself egotistical for standing up for 30 seconds. That's not true. You're just promoting your business through a tool that everybody's on. They're everywhere. It doesn't matter. If you go into a coffee shop or you go into a grocery store, you're gonna see this in their hands. If you have a message and your business is important to you, and the thing that you're doing is important, you think it's truly helpful, and it's gonna change people's lives, and it's gonna make your community better, then you're actually doing a disservice not communicating it where people are. Cool? Awesome. Well, thanks everybody. I appreciate it. I guess we're gonna get questions.
Agreed.
We deep dive into content. How long, how much, what it should be about. I think content is something that we lack.
Sure.
Generally speaking. I mean, we'll do a selfie, we'll do a graphic, but content really kind of drives Facebook.
Yeah. Well, I think if you want to know like specifics, my meta answer is as often as possible. Stop thinking about algorithms and trying to, nobody knows the algorithms. As you see those videos, the algorithm's doing it, nobody freaking knows. Nobody knows, nobody should know, it's just not the way it is. Just the best thing you can always do is create as much content as possible, and if you can create every day, do it every day. But I like to have when my clients hire me and hire us, what I do at Bahlr is we assign a content creator to a client, and that creator has 4 clients only. And that creator shows up for 4 hours at that on-site on the client every week and shoots a bunch of content. We try to get out anywhere from 3 to 6 pieces of content per week on every platform. That includes YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, and YouTube. Yeah.
Corey, what could somebody expect expense-wise if they were to come to you?
If they hired us,
Yeah.
we charge $36,000 a year. So that's less than you would hire an employee. So that's why I modeled it that way. So, and then you get that, you almost get a basic employee coming to you trained and ready to go.
So
but
essentially 16 to 20 hours a month
yeah.
is essentially what you're
But
providing.
I'm a believer that my 4 hours a week is equal to your potential employee's 40 hours a week. Because we're trained and ready and primed and there's no BS. We're just in there taking your content. Because if you have an employee doing it and you're training them, number one, you have to know how to do it. Then you have to tell them how to do it, and they'll do it your way, right? And then do they know Reels? It's a lot of work, paying their taxes, all that kind of stuff. However, I'm gonna answer your question for you. If you, because Nels, you can do a video. You're good at that. So do it every day. Nels, you have so much to say. You could just do it and then post it on all those platforms.
Too much to say, but I'm also thinking does it always have to be about the business or interesting facts or something, you know, some
Yeah.
insights?
I love that. You do not always have to have a call to action. You don't always have to say, schedule a meeting with us today or get an oil change. You could just give a nice little tip.
Yeah.
Something like, hey, you know, how long has it been? Or did you know that if you go 8,000 miles without an oil change, that this and this and this happens? I hope you guys are having a great day. The end of the story. That's brand awareness, right? So maybe you sprinkle, you say, I'm gonna do 4 brand awareness pieces of content and 2 call to action pieces of content. Because remember, those social media pages have call to actions on them. If they're really interested and they really like you, they'll
Yeah.
find you.
So that actually brought up a good point. How far in advance do you plan your social media posts? Is
I-
it, because that's what I struggle with. I'm like, all right, social media post time.
Yeah, well, that's a great question. I would advise you to start with a pen and a paper and write it out for a month.
A month.
Yeah, it's easy for you. If I told you, right, what do you do?
I'm a sushi instructor.
Okay, awesome. So you're a sushi instructor. Can I get you, if I told you right now, if I told everybody in the room, I said, okay, everybody get your pens and paper out. I want you to write down 30 topics about your business. Just like for me, I would say TikTok would be one topic. I would say selfies would be another topic. SEO would be another topic. Web design, I could do 20. Can you, or 30, can you do 30? Could you do a California roll, the benefits of a California roll, or
Yep.
what is yakitori, like all that kind of stuff, right? And then there's your content. Could you look at number 4, do a selfie and explain for 30 to 90 seconds about that specific thing?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
So Corey, can you speak to kind of the fear that I think a lot of people that'll get when they actually sit down in front of the computer is like, okay, maybe I have 1,000 friends or followers, right? Maybe I just started my business page and that sort of thing. And I've got my closest, you know, the people who are gonna support me either way, right? If I'm putting a lot of people fear that if they're gonna put out daily content, that they're just gonna get unfollows, not follows. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, of course. It's really where the social media is trending now. It's really not much about followers anymore. It's great to have all the followers. That's a great organic place to have people. But your video, like one video, might reach 400,000 people, and 80% of them may not be following you, and that's important. Because as long as they're living in the area they can do business with you, that's fine. However, I mean, I would sway a little to my personal opinion on this. I don't really care if someone unfollows me. I'm gonna keep going because my consistency will win. Why do we, it's almost like Tom Brady and LeBron James. I've used this before. We don't like Tom Brady and LeBron James for some reason, because they're annoying and they just continue to win and they're blah, 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 right? But in the end, if you had a basketball team or you had a football team, Tom Brady in prime, not retired Tom Brady, but if you had a football team and you had a basketball team and you were the owner and you wanted to win, who are you gonna put on your team? Them. So what I'm gonna tell you is consistency will always win, always. I don't care even if you do something really bad and offend everyone and you get canceled. Look at somebody, you just keep going, being yourself, continue communicating and you'll win.
So, there's a number of different social media platforms that you could use, and there's also like consistent generation of new ones to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
What metrics are you looking at to determine where time should best be spent? Because you only have so much time per person in a day, and that means you can't use yourself over 45 different social media channels.
Right.
Like, some social media channels are going to be more valuable for your time than others, so.
And for the demographic you're trying to reach.
So what are you using to identify these from one business to the next?
Well, the question, that could be a different answer for anybody, but for me, I do all. Because doesn't take me a long time to post a reel, do it on TikTok, do a YouTube short, and then do a landscape on YouTube, then do a photo that supports it on Instagram, and then put a Facebook reel. Unfortunately, Instagram and Facebook don't post simultaneous reels, but I just do them all, right? But if I'm advising a business to do it themselves, we have to figure out what's your message, who you're trying to reach, and then identify the top platforms that basically are gonna target that demographic that you want. So if you're trying to target 30 to 70-year-olds are probably gonna be more Facebook oriented.
So assuming you had this information at your disposal, you would still choose to ignore it rather than act on it?
Elaborate what you're asking, I don't understand.
Okay, so, if you had the information as to which channels were effective and which channels weren't effective, you wouldn't act on that information, you would still just act on all channels.
Right.
because,
Absolutely.
They're all effective.
For me, the way I see what you're saying is yes, I'm gonna act on all of them just in case. But I don't have that information. I know age demographics for platforms, but the thing is, it only takes me 5 to 10 minutes. If I do an Instagram reel, and that's where my demographic is, and that's where I wanna communicate, I'm just gonna put it on TikTok because it takes me extra 10 minutes to do so, and that's 10 minutes of my time I'm gladly to give. That makes sense?
Hey, Corey,
Yes, sir?
we're going through this debate right now at Oak Bands, and the frequency, I'm with you, I'm like, let's just post.
Yeah,
Just
just-
keep posting.
yeah, all of
keep
them,
posting.
yeah.
So is there any, do you see any issue with the conceptual idea of saying, hey, we have a month to go, we have multiple different channels that we can post on.
Mhm.
We're looking at, let's just pick 7 days of the month, let's go, we're gonna post something on each one of those 7 days. And then taking that and respinning it and regurgitating it out to a different platform the following week.
Yes, yeah, oh, that's an awesome question. Yes, you, don't be afraid. I'll even take that a little bit further. The same piece of content should go on all the platforms at the same time, right? Do that. And do not be afraid to do it again in the next 30 to 45 days. Repost. I don't know if you guys know, it's like big posters like Gary Vee and stuff. I still see stuff that comes up from 2018. He's posting. It's just a big, I bet you there's a big folder, a server at VaynerMedia, and they're just having people go through it and post stuff.
Well,
Yes, do all that.
So to that point, right, Gary Vee, for instance,
Yeah.
if you were to go to his videos, right, on YouTube, TikTok, or whatever, if you scroll through 8 or 10 of those, the first one would be the same as like the 8th or 9th one, right? That he would have reposted that same one multiple times throughout
Right.
his,
Yeah.
or something very similar.
Yeah, what's crazy too is then you'll start seeing, if you start scrolling, you'll start seeing people you might see me, you might see people from Spokane that are doing the same hashtag strategies and it's the same topics. That's the crazy part where it's all organic. The organic's almost acting like paid now if you do it correctly, right? So I'm watching a Gary Vee video, I'm like, that's goosh. Watching another Gary Vee video, there's Grant Cardone, there's Robert Henry from Haven Real Estate, and there's Corey, like, it's just, that's how it works. So if you're doing the same thing and people are searching, they're watching a Hidden Valley thing, and they're like, oh, that's a cool commercial, and then, there's Uncle Dan, like, oh my gosh, there's Chris, what's going on? Like, I know, they're right in my area. I don't know, I'm not an algorithm expert, but I do know that that's what's happening right now. We'll give you a little piece of advice, and this is not from me, and I've done no research, but I've done enough research in regards to like professionals saying this, but like Facebook Reels, they're really trying to push those again. Everything's kind of coming back to the Facebook side because a lot of the demographic on Facebook has been kind of forgotten for a while with TikTok and Instagram, and Facebook has started promoting Reels again, and it's as easy as when you do your Instagram Reel, put it on Facebook too, and watch what happens and include your hashtags.
So I got a question maybe to you for and everybody else here. I'm new to the area. I did the same business over in Western Washington where all I did Google ads and not much social, and everything worked fine. I didn't have to do anything else. I got so busy. Here I'm finding the demographics a little bit different. What, as far as ads, like Google ads, are there people going on there around here? Are there more social like you're talking, or what is it that the local, because I'm not worried about followers in any other state or
Yeah.
anywhere else, right? I want local people here that are gonna hire my business. What are the people here doing? Do you
Can I
have any
actually,
information back?
can I piggyback on his question and delve in? So I'm the same way. I have a business in SoCal that I've had it's been around for 30 years. We don't advertise on the vans. We don't do any marketing at all. We have a client list and we only do referrals from other clients, right? So that business works down there, it's fine. Being new to this area up here, nobody knows me, nobody knows my business. I know that my client is usually 40 to 90 years old. I know they usually own an affluent home, $2 to $7 million home.
Yeah.
And I know that they are afraid of technology and they need my company to come in and be that concierge for them, right?
Yeah.
I can't figure out up here how to find those people in Gosner Ranch or
Yeah.
Idaho Lake. I can't figure out how to go out and find those people, right?
What are they using in
Well,
this
yeah,
area?
that's a good question, and the answer is always gonna be do as much as you can. I'm not against Google Ads, we have a lot of clients on them, Cyclebar is a client of ours, different Heatpraxia, like they're all on Google Ads, but some of them have larger budgets where I could do social media content, Google Ads, we just cover it all, right? But if you don't, you're just like, I gotta pick one, the long play, I'm just gonna give you my personal opinion, the long play is your organic social media content, right? But it's not gonna be instant gratification, it's not gonna come quick. Where you want an instant response and how you wanna target those demographics, Google Ads is a great place to go. The problem with that is it's just display ads, right? There's no video, there's nothing expressing what you do in a way that makes people feel something. They're just seeing something. And also like Google Ads, you have competition to look out for. Are other people placing ads as well? It really depends on the business, and a lot of times I will sit down with the business and I'll say, Google Ads are gonna be good for the first quarter. And then once we kind of see what that does, if you're killing it, let's keep it. Then maybe that'll grow into a budget where you can start doing social media content as well. So that's what I would say to that. Social media content the thing is free, right? You just have to do it consistently enough and people will find you. And especially in a smaller town like this, it's super valuable because even though we're behind, people are still users and they're still there.
Do you think Google Ads over Facebook clicks? Because earlier you were saying that maybe my age of clients is going to be more Facebook oriented.
Facebook, you can do more artistic assets, right? You can do videos and things like that. And that would just be dependent on the business. Google Ads are quicker. I can launch your Google Ads tomorrow, but your Facebook, I have to create video assets, and I have to go in and shoot video and stuff like that. It's just really a matter of a test for your business. So Google Ads, we can do it right away. And then Facebook, I think they're both the same. The difference is with Google Ads, they're literally searching for your industry on Google. They have to actually make an action to find your business. Facebook, they might just be scrolling, hanging out, and then you're popping up. So it's like, oh, so you better have good assets. You better have a good video that really communicates it. So like, I don't know if you guys saw recently, but North Idaho Urology, we have like an ad out for vasectomy March Madness campaign. Yeah, you guys gotta search it, it's pretty cool. We did like an animation.
No, you just said it out loud, so all of our phones are gonna pull it
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
Yeah, so anyways, check the North Idaho Urology campaign. That's an example of an ad that's running on Facebook and Instagram that will, I wanted to shock a few people. And it's pretty cool. It's encouraging husbands and men to go get vasectomies during March Madness so you can sit and not do anything. We've had 3 years. Steven was a part of it last year too. It's really cool. Yes, sir.
I just, I'm computer illiterate, everything. I just did a Facebook, page for my business.
Yeah.
And that's all I've done. And in the last 2 months, I've had 3 calls just from that one ad. So I agree with you. The more you can get it out there with different stuff,
Yeah.
more often,
That's awesome.
it's gonna work.
You guys gotta remember, when we were younger, we had a phone book. And if I was in the 90s or the 80s and I said, I wanna take this phone book, and what if you could open it and you could touch your name and a video would pop up? Or your pictures of your business, or the pictures of your team. You'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Congratulations, it's here. It's a directory. A phone book is a directory. It is just so we know that it's a directory of names with phone numbers. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. It's just a directory, but it has more than names and phone numbers. If you can think about it that way, it makes it a lot easier for you to value it.
Something else to think about, for the people in here that are moving into the area, that are building a business, is understand what's happening in the area right now. The majority of people moving into the area are over the age of 65. Okay, and they're pretty well set in their lives. Their biggest demand is on services that we have. We don't have enough young people to provide those services, and so they get a little irritated. Okay, but that's who you're going after. That's who you're going after down there in the side. Understand that a lot of these people are snowbirds as well. So the question is, how do we get plugged in? Well, I know there's professional companies out there that do like house cleaning services. My sister-in-law sold a house down on the river for a crazy amount of money 3 years ago, and the people have never moved in. They've never been there. All right, but yet they've had to have somebody go out there and fix the pipes because they didn't listen, and, you know, it's cold up here, you gotta turn your stuff off if you're not gonna use it. You know, but there's companies out there that are somehow figuring out how to get plugged into Gaza Ranch, get plugged in these, you know, kind of like what you guys want to do. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it might be worth, you know, just kind of reaching out to those companies. Maybe we can attract them to Heart of Business too.
Absolutely.
But, you know, I know there's those companies out there that are doing that are in those realms, and it's a matter of.
Do you mean
where
like
they
management
plug in.
companies?
Exactly, management or cleaning companies. There's some cleaning companies that go out there and do some high-end stuff, you know, and that's all they do. But I know for a fact, there's some people out there that are going after that business exclusively,
Yeah.
you know, because they're not here most of the time. And that makes it really tough for you guys, because how do you go get the business if they're not here?
Yeah.
You know, so you need an in or something.
I
that
think
allows
property
you to do
management
that.
companies might be a great aspect.
Corey,
Yeah.
'Cause they know-
Sell your services to property management companies. That might be a really, really good way to go, because they're always looking, you know, for that maintenance. So.
I know we're probably running out of time, but LinkedIn. Do you have any advice for LinkedIn? Because I feel like LinkedIn is probably the most underutilized tool that we have, because that's professionals looking for professionals.
There's a lot, but it's just so spammy. Like, it's very spammy, and it's really hard to break through. There's whole campaigns and people and consultants you can hire to help you with LinkedIn advertising, and a lot of it is in inbox advertising.
Yeah.
So you can do that. I don't do a lot of LinkedIn. I've done it LinkedIn for some clients, but it's a whole big network, and I just haven't been
The
really
LinkedIn
involved.
secret is responding to other people's posts. That's the
Right.
big secret sauce to LinkedIn, is responding to other people's posts. That's the secret sauce to LinkedIn, right? Respond more than you post yourself.
Corey,
There you go.
I don't do Facebook ads because it was a shotgun approach, and I'm just looking for businesses, and can you target businesses with Facebook ads?
Yeah. Like specific businesses or
Not,
like
well, just
industries?
business industry.
Yeah, you
I mean,
can.
that's what the heart of
You can.
business is.
But I would just always continue to go back and say, start creating organic content.
That's what I do.
So are you talking, so when you say the word ads, are you talking about ads as in paying Facebook to be in front of
Yeah.
people that don't know you, or are you talking about posting on Facebook?
No. I stopped paying for them.
Okay.
Because it's shotgun.
Okay.
It's not targeted. I was just wondering if Facebook has changed that at all, that if you did ads, they
If you
could
do paid
target.
ads, you're saying paid ads. So like paying Facebook to put your ad in front of
Yeah.
people. Yeah, you can target industries
Okay, okay.
and age demographics and stuff like that, but I would, like, if you have the time, do organic, do reels.
Well, that's,
Posts.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a couple things just real quick. And this so ties in with what you're doing. We're gonna get a day here at Life in this room, so we've got a good backdrop. And anyone that wants us to videotape them, a 60-second tape, and you would say, my name's Stephen Crawford, and then announce your business, and then spend 60 seconds with why you like being a part of the Heart of Business. What attracts you? I mean, you keep coming back, something's attracting you. Share that, and then we'll post your business at the end of that, plus the Heart of Business. So, and then you post it to your Facebook. Because you guys have a following that we don't have. Get the word out to, if we all do this, we can get a lot of coverage with that. And the other thing is, I would love content from you guys about your business, and not a pushy, total commercial, but we'd love to have content on our social media, and at the bottom, it's your name and what you do. I mean, I've done this for years before Facebook, but I used to bring in real estate experts, and they had 90 minutes in front of 200 to 500 people that I put together. And I said, you know, give us meat and potatoes. This better not be 100% commercial. And depending on your content, that is your commercial. But certainly want you to sign off on it. So we need that. So the two things I'm gonna send this list back around. If you can, circle your name, if you want that video, I'll email you with the day that we're gonna be meeting here. And we wanna make you look good, but that's one way,
I would also say this to you guys, like, if you're doing this every week, there's nothing wrong with you giving your little commercial in here and holding your phone while you do it, or having the neighbor, having like Steven, like, we film me while I do this, and so you're like, hey, everybody, part of business, blah, 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 and then you're like, cool, now I've leveraged it, now I can post it. So I would really
check
suggest
mark
you do
your
that.
name.
I remember Corey did a video about a year ago, and he was walking through the airport, and he was telling people how to be comfortable in front of other people talking on the phone. And that, for me, it helped a lot. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
the good way for you, like, I think somebody asked a question that said, like, how do you get over, like, being nervous about doing it? Do it at the airport, because then you have nobody knows you and they're all gonna fly places. But walk through the airport like this, talking to your phone, and just know that you'll never see those people again, and it'll get you comfortable doing it, and just.
Before security shows up.
I want to say a couple things, what the whole thing that you're talking about right now. Our president made us start making videos. We have to turn in 3 every week. No one wanted to do it. Nobody wanted to do it.
Is Biden actually watching your videos?
Yes.
Biden doesn't know if he's watching them.
So our target demographic is 18 to 35-year-olds for employees, right? That's a pretty big demographic. TikTok almost covers all of that. Facebook covers the top half of that. But we've had a lot of success in people reaching out to us from doing exactly what you're saying. Now, I don't, you know, everyone, you're gonna be different, you know, you might not be TikTok, you be Facebook, but everything that Corey's saying, I can attest to that it has been successful for us. And when he was talking about slow going, it is slow going, and our first videos were terrible, terrible, and they're getting better and better, so, you know, I agree.
Maybe you should take your first videos and make them blooper videos now.
But I mean, there's things on there where, like, you know, if you're gonna do a selfie video and you don't really want your face on Facebook or TikTok, well, there's filters that will turn you into a cartoon character. So your actual face isn't there. So there's the whole not too personal thing. There are things that he can do that will take you out of the picture.
Yeah, but
Still be in the picture.
wouldn't that turn people off? You know, you got some cheesy.
No matter what you do,
cartoon-
it will turn someone off.
No, but I mean in general, like if you're trying to do a business posting,
Especially you.
if I come across somebody's video about their business and they're a cartoon, it's a joke, man.
Well, that's
And
why.
that's your
That's why you have a-
but a lot of
Yeah.
the younger age,
Yeah.
they think that's cool.
Yeah.
It's the age demographic, and that's why he's saying everything, post on everything, do as much as you can,
But
do different
that's why
things.
we have a professional to help
It
guide us.
leverages it.
He was only talking about the ugly people anyways, you're good. You-
So extra cartoon.
I think when it comes down to the content that you're posting on social media, it comes down to your personality, because you are the brand of your company. And so if your personality is comical, then that needs to show in your business. So like, kinda like, Steven and he is like a very comical video posting kind of guy. I'm not the comical person. I'm a very systematic, like routine, everything looks nice kind of person. So, but when you look at our pages, our business pages, it's going to reflect each of those personalities. And so if that's, you know, if your business, if that's what you want to be branded on and known for, then that would be totally appropriate. But if you were to put a cartoon character on my page, that would be completely off brand of who I am and what my business is. So,
Well-
if you want to do a cartoon character and, you know.
Well,
that's
Steven's
what-
pretty close to a cartoon character.
To Christina's point too, I've made it a conscious effort to only attract the type of clients that I actually want to work with, right? Not just the people that have money. And so if I make a conscious effort to only attract the people that I would actually feel comfortable working with and like working with. So that's a good point.
Yeah, I also,
You're gonna
you know,
attract
look at
your
it this way too, is what's the demographic of the market you're delivering to? Because I span so many generational people in Uncle Dan's. My messaging that I deliver to my older clientele resonates, okay? But my message may not resonate with the 18 to 24, 18 to 36-year-olds. Okay, so in this case, I've turned around to my crew and go, look guys, your generation doesn't care what I gotta say. What do you gotta say to them? You know, that's when I turn and put it back on my team and say, what's your message you wanna hear? You know, and let them come up with that content. I can deliver the business stuff all day long. I can talk about industry. I can talk about there's more products available than there is linear inches, and that's why I have to pay $300 per item per store to get in. You know, people don't understand those parts of the business. That's a message I can deliver, all right? But my message to a younger generation as to why you need to use Uncle Dan's and why it's better for you, it doesn't really flow from me all that way. You know, unless you've got that innate ability. You work with kids, you probably have the ability to speak to them on their level. I don't have kids, all right? So what I say, maybe it's gonna fall on deaf ears. You know, so that's another thing to understand is who's receiving your message and how are they hearing it.
If you want to sell ranch to teenagers, you have to put it in Tide Pods.
That's not a bad idea.
That's
Well,
terrible.
I think it's,
Look, it's candy, ranch candy.
I think you want your business to be unforgettable. A prime example, the next Coeur d'Alene High School booster auction, they have the paddle race. Well, they have a sponsor for the paddle race. I'm gonna sponsor it next year, and I'm gonna have a cartoon design of my business with me sticking out of the top of my dump truck, shipped in this gear in a little hot rod dump truck. People are gonna remember that. They're gonna be like, oh, Pop Pops. And whether, you know, but it's just, that's, and it all, like I say, everything you're saying, change it up a little bit, throw different stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
The more your name is out there, the more people are gonna see it.
Cool, thank you everybody for coming. Hope you got something out of it today and enjoy your week.
Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Corey.
I want to make sure that, and it looks like everybody's done business with Life Coffee in here. If you haven't, please make sure you tell Dave and his staff thank you for allowing us to use this room. My name is Chris Stevens. I'm president of Uncle Dan's Salad Dressings, Dips, and Seasonings. We make the best ranch ever. It is my fiduciary responsibility to take my company and my employees to a better place in this world. All right, I'd like to go around the room really quick, and we gotta make it quick because I'm a little bit behind schedule right here, but we had some great stragglers. So if you could give me like your 10-second, your name, your 10-second elevator pitch, just like I gave you here when I started, that would be great. We'll start with Steven.
I'm Steven with Mag Marketers. We help small business marketing with a monthly membership plan at a very low cost. We empower, train, and hold you accountable to your marketing.
I'm Angie. I'm with Safe Harbor Anti-Human Trafficking. Our goal is to house, rehabilitate, and reintegrate survivors back into society. And we're having our event this Saturday. We still need about 50 tickets to be sold. So come and join us. It's going to be a really great time.
How much are tickets?
$65.
And it's casino night.
Mardi Gras.
Is it black tie?
It is semi-formal.
My name is April Howard, and I own North Idaho Events. I put on trade shows that help the community and bring the ideal target market to small businesses. So I have like a senior expo, so I bring all the seniors to anyone in the senior industry, health fairs, North Idaho's Got Talent, etc. Thank you.
I'm Matt Lang, Cross Country Insurance. I do health and Medicare sales.
Mark Ward, Pop Pops Trucking. I take care of all your trucking needs, import, export, for dirt, gravel, asphalt, stuff like that.
I'm Sean with Creative Tech. We do home, audio, video, networking, and surveillance. We sometimes do restaurants and sometimes do commercial as well, but mainly in the home.
Hi, I'm Christina Kinney. I work at Genesis Prep Academy as the development director. We are a Christian school in Post Falls, Idaho, and we strive to provide a Christian-based education that prepares students for life.
I'm Dr. David Campbell. I'm an acupuncturist, and I help people, get out of pain and get back to living their life.
Paul K&S Staffing, I'm a staffing agent. We help small businesses find employees. We also run payroll and workers' comp for small businesses.
Lynette with the Itchy Post, where we try to make people happy, have couples each and every day, and send ministers to other locations to, do ceremonies for them.
That's where I got married.
Yeah, that's where I got married too.
I'm Nick Bonds. I work with business optimization and organizational development.
Leon Crandall, I have a few books out, but starting on a new journey of real estate investing, so.
Yeah, and I read one of his books last week, and it's fantastic.
Great.
So silly. I'm Tyler with Oil Masters. We do all your preventative maintenance at your house or place of employment. So oil changes, potential wipers, inspections.
I can personally attest to his work, he does a good job.
David Lawrence, I own Garage Experts. We help you take back your garage with storage solutions, epoxy flooring, lightly residential as well. And I am now dabbling into home inspection with Al Inspection to make the wise choice.
I can contest to his work he did at our office, he did a fantastic job.
Right, well.
Michael Miller with Longest Carpentry, all carpentry needs, repairs, remodels, trim, finish, etc. Even the volumes.
Cody Huckins, financial advisor. Just one question. By show of hands, how many people think that if you're a business owner or a parent that you should have life insurance? How many people have life insurance? Talk to me.
Good one.
Interactive.
My name is Jeppesen. I own Bahlr Media. We're a full-service ad agency, and we help you communicate your business in the other world that exists, which is online.
I'm Isaac Huntington. I own My Sushi Sensei. We're a private chef service that teaches people to roll sushi at home.
I'm Nils Jensen with Art of Business, and I rub shoulders with incredible people.